What's up everybody, Adrian here. This is going to be a Halloween 2018 spoiler review. So I'm just letting you know if you haven't seen the movie already. It's in the title, spoiler. It's going to be on the screen, spoiler. I gave people the opening weekend a chance to see the movie. So if you've seen the movie, let's talk about it. If you haven't seen the movie, spoilers. The movie starts out with the two reporters. They're going to see Michael Myers at the insane asylum. So they bring the mask and they rile Michael up. You meet the new Dr. Loomis, because even Laurie refers to him later in the movie. Oh, you're the new Loomis. So he was the student of the actual Dr. Loomis. So he knows everything about Michael Myers. He knows everything about Laurie. The two reporters leave the insane asylum. They go to Laurie's fortress house. Most impenetrable fortress. Booby traps. Cameras, surveillance, lasers. Like in the middle of nowhere, like fences, like mannequins everywhere, guns everywhere. No one can get through it. But later in the movie, everybody can get through it, and they didn't really stop nothing. They go to interview Laurie, they pay her some cash. She doesn't really tell them much. She's like, there's nothing to say, you already know everything. Leave. Michael's getting transferred from one insane asylum to another the day before Halloween or a Halloween night. So in the meantime, you're introduced to Laurie. She's prepared for this night for all these years, and everybody thinks she's insane, but turns out she's the most sane. She's the most prepared. You meet her daughter. As she was growing up with Laurie, thinking that she was crazy, Laurie would teach her how to shoot a gun, how to survive, how to set booby traps, how to do hand-to-hand combat, how to use knives, other weapons. But she got taken away by child custody, away from Laurie, and she hasn't kept up on her survival gun shooting skills. So after a while, like, she just gave up on her mom. She tried to give her a lot of chances, but Laurie just kept acting more and more crazy. Her daughter's just like, I tried to have a relationship with you, but you still want to act crazy. Like, get over Michael Myers. He's in an insane asylum. He's never going to break out. The bus is never going to crash. Calm down. So then you meet the granddaughter. Not much like character development there. She just says like, oh, my mom was kind of crazy because she took after Laurie, but after a while she stopped. She tried to be a normal mom, so she's cool. Whatever. Then you meet the husband. All the male characters in this film are the dumbest, the weakest mentally and physically, the most useless. They're just obstacles in the way, and the women treat them like buffoons. So when you meet the husband of Laurie's daughter, he's like playing with some, what do you call, like a mouse trap, and it, snaps on his finger, and he's like, ooh, it hurt though, I got peanut butter all over my penis. What? Like, so he's like a Three Stooge kind of guy, and then even the daughter doesn't even take him serious, like, yeah, whatever, dad. And when he tries to act all tough at one scene, when Laurie breaks into the house, and she's like, oh, you're not prepared, he's like trying to stand up like, hey, this is my house, get out of here. And then even the wife is like, yeah, whatever, calm down. And even Laurie's like, get away from me, and dork or whatever like that. So nobody takes him serious. He's a joke. And then you meet the two girls. You got the granddaughter, her best friend, who's a girl. She has a boyfriend. He's like a hipster who's like this nonchalant, caring, like dork or whatever he is. He's like, yeah, whatever, so what if the murders happened, and so what if Michael Myers and your grandma's crazy, like, who cares? Then you got the granddaughter's boyfriend, who's the most feminine looking curly Sue with like curly hair down to here. Then you meet like a guy friend who's the most androgynous looking person. You don't know if he's a man, a woman. He looks like Pat from the Saturday Night Live, that character Pat. No backstory to any of them. You have Laurie's granddaughter in class, And the teacher, I think, is talking about the same subject that the original film was when Laurie was in class. She looks out the window, and instead of Laurie looking out the window and seeing Michael Myers, the granddaughter looks out the window and sees Laurie. So nice callback, but they switched it. Yeah, I see what you're doing. The bus crashes, okay? This random car with this son and a dad in the car. They're like hunters hunting late at night or coming back from the hunt. They stop the car and they see the bus crashed and a bunch of inmates, loose on the street just roaming around. So the father, like a typical dumb horror movie character, gets out of the car. He's like, son, stay in the car. I'll be right back. Dead. Then the son gets out of the car with a rifle. I will give them this. They killed a kid. They had the guts to kill a kid like you see it too. So he, before he gets killed, he goes out with the rifle and he goes into the bus and he sees the doctor. So the doctor's still alive, and then instantly, like, the doctor does a jump scare. He jumps up, he's like, hey, don't shoot. And the kid shoots him. He doesn't kill him, he shoots him in the shoulder. The kid goes back into the car looking for his dad. The dad is dead. Michael Myers is in the back seat, and he chokes out the kid and smushes his face against the door window, and the door and then his head slides down the window and he dies. So applaud for actually having the balls to kill a kid, but doesn't that kill remind you of an exact kill of the original when Laurie's girlfriend was in the garage in the car, and then Michael was in the back and he chokes her and then her face slides down the glass. So Michael Myers escapes after the bus, and you got the reporters. They go to a gas station. Michael Myers follows the reporters to the gas station, and again you have another homage where Michael Myers kills a gas station attendant, gets his clothes. You have another bathroom scene that you saw in every Halloween remake, even in the Rob Zombie remake, even a Halloween H2O, another bathroom scene where the girl reporter is in the bathroom. Michael Myers shows up and kills her, strangles her to death. Then you have the reporter guy show up in the bathroom, and now he goes toe-to-toe with Michael, but because he's a weak, male, Michael Myers just swats him aside, and Michael Myers just slams his head against the door, kills him, I think. Michael Myers loves killing people by strangling them to death, or smashing their head against the surface, or stabbing them in the back. That's it. Later, he does some more unique kills, but it's just strangle, smash your head against stuff, stab in the back. That's it. So he kills the girl reporter. I think he kills the guy reporter. He doesn't do nothing. He's worthless. Michael Myers escapes back to Haddonfield. He makes his way back, and that's where you see the first trailer where it's a shot for shot remake of the sequel of the original, where he's walking through the neighborhood. A trick-or-treater even bumps into him, and you pan out, oh, there's Michael Myers. So that's another callback. He's going into the random, old ladies' houses and kills the old lady cutting the ham, literally shot for shot. Goes into another house and kills another lady. You have Dr. Loomis' character being picked up by the cop, and he's being driven to the neighborhood, and he's in the car with the cop, and he's basically the same scene when Loomis was in the car with the cop talking about his history with Michael. Oh, I know everything about Michael. He never spoke. Same thing. Then Laurie shows up to the house, to the neighborhood with a gun, yelling at the trick-or-treaters, get out of here! Michael is here, get out! Just like Loomis, the granddaughter's friend, babysitting a kid. And the kid is funny. Not much backstory because you automatically because he's a little kid. And then her boyfriend is gonna show up so they could, get it on and stuff. And then you have that scene in the trailer where Michael Myers is in the house and he's in the closet. She's yelling for the boyfriend to help her. He doesn't do nothing. He yells for the kid to get help. It's call 911 or something. The kid runs away. Doesn't do nothing. She tries to close the door, but Michael Myers is in there, kills her. But then the boyfriend says, okay, I'm gonna go up there and face Michael Myers. He gets killed like he's nothing. The sheriff went to that house to find, the dead boyfriend and the dead girl that was babysitting the kid. And then he goes into the room, and then he sees a person in a sheet with eyes cut out. Sound familiar? He removes the sheet. It's the dead girl. Nice callback homage. Didn't see that 15,000 times. Laurie's granddaughter and her boyfriend, Curly Sue, they are at the Halloween party at school. So before that, they were asked, like, what are you guys gonna be as costumes? And he's like, Bonnie and Clyde. They're like, oh, okay. But this time, the granddaughter is Clyde, dressed up in a nice suit, mustache, and hat. And the boyfriend is Bonnie, dressed up in a nice dress with high heels, makeup, and everything. They get into a fight. He kisses another girl. He takes the cell phone and throws it in the punch bowl. They break up. Who cares? Now you have that androgynous Pat character from SNL, like leaving the party with Laurie's granddaughter, and he's trying to put the moves on the granddaughter, but he's stuck in the friend zone. So they're just walking around the neighborhood, and when Laurie and Dr. Loomis' character and the sheriff show up, they get there too late. Michael Myers escapes. They find the girlfriend, the babysitter girl, dead. The kid is still alive, I think. They didn't kill that other kid. And then Michael Myers killed the boyfriend by stabbing him into the wall. He's hanging from Michael Myers' knife in the wall. Another homage, tribute, callback. So Michael Myers is roaming around the neighborhood, and he stumbles across the granddaughter and the androgynous friend. So he tries to kiss her. She shuts him down, and he's like, please, I'm so weak. Don't tell, your boyfriend. He'll get mad and beat me up. And he falls to the ground and crying or whatever. And she's like, you're so pathetic. Get up, we're just friends. Whatever. She leaves. And then you have that scene, the sensor lights turning off and on. And everybody was like, this is the most intense, suspenseful, original, sweating bullets scene in the history of horror movies. Not really, not to me. The way they built it up was not that good, because the androgynous friend was cracking jokes, and it was he was trying to be funny, and then she leaves, and then the lights go off, and then he sees Michael Myers a couple of yards behind him in the yard. He sees him, he's like, hey, guy in a mask, some random guy trick-or-treating, how you doing? So it's not really intense. The lights go off, he gets a little closer, the lights come back on, and then he's cracking the androgynous guy's cracking jokes again. Okay, whatever, I'm leaving. The lights go off again, and then he gets closer, and then the lights turn on, and he tries to stab the androgynous friend, but just grazes him. He starts running away, tries to hop the fence. Michael Myers catches up to him, stabs him in the back. But none of these characters you care about, especially the male characters, no backstory. They're all bumbling fools, weak, obstacles in the way, so you don't care. Laurie's granddaughter comes back to see what the androgynous friend was yelling about. Michael Myers sees her. She runs away. Michael Myers goes after her. She goes to some other random house, banging on the window. The random family of the house lets her in, calls the police. The sheriff and Dr. Loomis' character show up to that house, pick up Laurie's granddaughter. Laurie's not there yet. They put her in the back seat of the cop car. The Dr. Loomis' character's in the front seat of the cop car, and they're looking for Michael Myers. They come across Michael Myers. They run Michael over, full blown with the cop cruiser, and then they run him over. Doesn't break a bone, no injuries. Okay, he's not dead yet. Now they get out of the car. The granddaughter's still in the back. She's locked in the back seat. Dr. Loomis' character goes up to Michael, and he says, "No, why'd you kill him? No. Like, I wanted to study him. He's so interesting. There's so much we can learn." This is where the twist happens. The Dr. Loomis character pulls out a pen, but the pen is a knife. So when the cop comes closer to tell the Dr. Loomis character to get away from Michael, the doctor stabs the cop in the neck, kills the cop. I did not see that coming. Nice job. So you found out that the bus didn't just crash. It's hinted that this Dr. Loomis character caused the bus to crash because he wanted Michael Myers to escape, to go to Laurie, to find Laurie, to get him riled up so the doctor could learn more about him and study him more and see what he would do to Laurie and how Laurie would react to their confrontation. The Dr. Loomis character got shot in the arm, so he has like a cast on or whatever, a sling. So he drags Michael Myers' body and puts him in the back seat. The girl doesn't escape when he opens the door. She's still stuck in the back. So the doctor drives away there in the cop car, and she's like, "Please let me out of here, leave me alone. What are you doing?" So as she's driving, she says, "Michael Myers spoke to me back then when I first encountered him. I'll tell you what he said. You just gotta let me go." The doctor stops and he asks, like, "So what's the word? What did he say? What did Michael Myers say to you?" Michael Myers wakes up. And even before that, the doctor is so in love with Michael Myers, he puts on Michael Myers' mask. And that was like kind of interesting. So when Michael Myers wakes up, Michael Myers puts on the mask, but he doesn't kill the girl. He's stuck in the back seat with Michael Myers. He doesn't kill the granddaughter. He kicks the seat, the front seat. First, he breaks that cage that divides the cop car. He just breaks it because he's superhuman. And his legs are fine because he, with both legs, kicks the front seat and smashes the doctor's head. He gets out of the car, pulls the doctor out. Laurie's granddaughter just runs away. Michael Myers kills the doctor. He stomps on his head, just like the exact scene from the Rob Zombie sequel remake, the second sequel to Halloween, where Michael Myers stomps on that owner of that strip club. He just stomps on his face. So there's like a random scene with some bumbling cops talking about nothing, about some sandwich, pointless. The granddaughter's running through the woods and she finds her way to Laurie's fortress in the woods. Now I said, they built up Laurie's fortress like it's impenetrable. But then Michael Myers shows up to the fortress, just walks on to the property. No cameras, no booby traps, no lasers, no surveillance, no nothing. No alarm system. Laurie, the daughter, and her husband are already there. So they're preparing the house with the safe rooms and the guns and turning off the lights. And then the granddaughter shows up. I don't know how she broke through all the walls, the surveillance, and then she just shows up. Michael Myers just shows up. Now, the first person he encounters is the dumb husband. Now, you see the husband playing with a yo-yo. Maybe because he is a stupid yo-yo. Made no sense. The cop car pulls up and he thinks it's like the sheriff with the granddaughter, his daughter. But it's Michael Myers. So he walks outside. Michael Myers chokes him to death. Michael Myers is in the house now. So now Laurie, the granddaughter, and the daughter, 3 women left in the end. In the scene you saw in the trailer where Michael tries to get in through the door, and then that suspenseful scene where Laurie's like checking through the windows of the door, and then Michael Myers busts his hand in and chokes Laurie. That happened in the trailer, so it wasn't scary. I knew it was gonna happen. But here's what didn't make sense. Every kill that Michael Myers did choking someone to death, instantly he choked them or snapped their neck and they died instantly. When he stuck his hands through the windows of the door, he chokes Laurie, she doesn't die. He picks her up in midair against the door, her feet dangling. And he's like squeezing her neck, like about to snap it. Doesn't snap. She doesn't get choked out. She takes a shotgun, blasts off his fingers. You have this like scene with a mannequin room where there's a room full of random mannequins. That was pretty cool, but you knew Michael Myers was gonna be in there. So when she opens one of the closet doors, she sees the dead husband stuffed in a shelf and his arm dangles, just like in the original when Laurie opened the closet door and then the dead boyfriend dangled out. Another homage. Another scene where they ripped off or they homaged, but they spun it. So Laurie fights one-on-one with Michael Myers in the mannequin room when he jumps out from behind the mannequins, and then Michael Myers somehow doesn't know how to fight anymore, and Laurie, I don't know, she learned all these knife skills and weapons training. Doesn't do much for her because Michael Myers like basically swats her around and she gets in a couple of good blows, but not really. Michael Myers stabs her, I think, and throws her out the window. She goes flying over the balcony of the second floor. Sound familiar? And then Michael Myers looks over the balcony, sees her. Michael Myers gets distracted, looks back over the balcony. Laurie is gone. Oh my God. Nice homage, callback, but they remixed the characters, okay. So now Laurie is missing, and Michael Myers doesn't know where she is. So Michael Myers goes to where the basement is, where that safe room, but it's like locked because there's like this kitchen island thing on top. So somehow he's like superhuman, like the Hulk, and he picks up and breaks that island thing, just tosses it aside. Now here was the cool scene where everybody clapped and I didn't see it coming. It was pretty good. I'll give him that. So Michael Myers is about to go into the basement and kill the granddaughter and kill the daughter. But the daughter sees down there, like of all the guns on the wall, sees her original gun rifle, this like sniper rifle that has her initials. She cries out and says, "Help me, I don't know how to use the gun. I'm not strong enough. I'm too scared. I can't shoot him. Help me, Mom. Help me, somebody." And Michael Myers steps into the doorway thinking that she's like crying for help. And then she aims the sniper rifle and says, "Gotcha." And then shoots him, but she like grazes him. And then that's when the audience clapped. So Laurie shows up behind Michael Myers in like a dark doorway, and then they turn up the lighting so you see Jamie Lee Curtis's face slowly come into the light, like they paid homage to the original. Laurie, attacks Michael, kicks him into the basement safe room. The granddaughter and daughter run out, and then Michael Myers grabs the granddaughter by the leg, or grabs the daughter by the leg, and then the granddaughter picks up a knife and cuts Michael Myers on the arm and stabs him a few times. He lets go of the daughter's leg, and then that's when Laurie hits a button and locks the room in the basement. They trap Michael Myers down there, he can't escape. So Laurie turns on all the burners of the stove, or she already has a button that just, lets the gas into the house, and then she lights a flare, drops the flare in the basement with Michael. Everything catches on fire. They run out of all the three girls left, run out of the house, and you don't actually see Michael Myers dead. But he's assumed that he's burned alive to death. But they're gonna make a sequel, so they kind of copied the ending to the original Halloween with the hospital where Loomis blew him up and then Michael Myers came out of the fire and then he burned alive. And they go to the nearest truck that drives by. The granddaughter's like, hey, stop, can you help us? Now, here's the ending. The camera cuts to them, Laurie, the granddaughter, and the daughter, in the back of the pickup truck, driving off. So the camera focuses on three things, and I still don't understand what this means, so let me know in the comments. The camera pans on Laurie and the daughter, and they have stab wounds all over their stomach. So I'm assuming the stab wound from Laurie is because when she fought Michael one-on-one upstairs, Michael Myers, I think, stabbed her and pushed her out the second-story balcony. So I think that's where that wound is. But where's the wound from the daughter? And then there's also blood on the daughter's hands, blood on Laurie's hands, and they almost look like they're passed out or dead or just have a dead stare. And the camera pans from the wounds on their stomach to the granddaughter. Now the granddaughter is just there sitting down chilling with the knife still in her hand, and the camera pans down to the bloody knife and focuses onto the knife, to the bloody knife. And you're like, and then the camera just cuts. The end. So what are they trying to imply? That did the granddaughter kill Laurie? Did the granddaughter kill her mom? Why? I'm assuming Laurie is still alive, the daughter's still alive. But why did they do that with the camera slowly panning on the wound and the blood and the bloody knife and Laurie looking kind of dead and the daughter looking kind of dead and the granddaughter looking fine, but kind of like a weird evil look in her eye? I give it a 6.5 because it had so many jump scares. It had so many homages and callbacks and shot-for-shot scenes that it really wasn't original for more than half of the film. Even the ending where you rip off from the original movie two of the biggest iconic scenes. The characters, they had no character development. All the male characters were weak, wimpy, no character development. They're all obstacles that got killed in the way of the strong Rambo women. They're already strong and prepared and mentally ready against Michael Myers, and all the men just got killed because they were dumb, weak, useless. So here's some of the jump scares I remember, which were so blatant, like they would cut from a nice, quiet, suspenseful scene to loud music or a loud noise. They did that over and over and over. Or someone would jump from the steps on the stairway and say, like, Laurie broke into the daughter's house, to say that you're not prepared for Michael Myers because he's escaped. And then she just jumps from the staircase and says, you're not ready. And then, big loud sound. Then the little kid did it, jumping from the stairs. Hey, big loud sound. Then the babysitter girl did it again. And then she did it from inside the room. And then it just happened over and over, especially at the beginning. It was so annoying. Like, you're almost ready for anything. You were so alert that it almost took away from the suspense and the scenes of trying to be calm, because you're always on alert, like, where's another jump scare? I'm expecting another jump scare. All the homages and callbacks and shot for shot. Let me just read you a couple, okay? So, 3 teens walking down the street like the original. Laurie in the classroom looks out the window, sees a Michael Myers, but it's a switch in this movie. The granddaughter looking out the window and sees Laurie. Loomis and the nurse pull up to an escaped inmates on, a dark night on the road. A random son and father hunters pull up on the street, see a bunch of inmates escape from the bus. And also, here are 2 callbacks that were actually cool. And I give them credit for these two callbacks. Laurie was saying like, oh, I thought I saw Michael Myers, I thought I saw a shape. I thought I saw the shape. Original callback from the original script. And then also, the sheriff said like, oh, I know about Michael Myers, he did the babysitter murders. That was the original title from the movie, so those were cool callbacks. But then, Michael in the closet, just like Laurie was in the closet. You kept thinking he was in the closet. After a while, they would keep checking the closet and he wasn't in there over and over. I'm like, all right, enough with the closets. Michael Myers kills a kid in the car and his face slides down the window. Just like Michael Myers in the original kills one of Laurie's friends, strangles her exactly the same way with the kid. Face slides down the glass. Okay. Michael Myers kills a mechanic and steals his clothes. Michael Myers in a bathroom kills someone in a bathroom. They did that in H2O. They did that in one of the remakes. They did that in Rob Zombie's remake. Like, come on. Enough with the bathroom scenes. They also killed the male reporter smashing his head against the wall, the bathroom wall, just like in the Rob Zombie remake. Michael Myers had 3 of the same kills over and over, smashing someone's head against the surface, stabbing someone in the back, choking them to death. That's it, and then he stomped on the doctor's face, just like the remake in the Rob Zombie film. You had Michael Myers shot for shot walking through the neighborhood. A trick-or-treater bumps into him, just like in the trailer, just like in the sequel of the original, just like in the sequel of Rob Zombie's remake. Michael Myers kills the boyfriend, stabs him against the wall, his body's pinned against the wall, just like in the original. I mentioned the sheet, where Michael Myers puts on a sheet in the original. In the Rob Zombie remake, the boyfriend puts on a sheet. In this film, the dead babysitter, Michael Myers puts a sheet over her and you think it's Michael Myers or somebody. They did that again. Laurie pushed over a balcony. Michael Myers looks at Laurie's body. He looks away. He looks back. She's gone. Just like a reverse role from the original. Michael Myers pushed over the balcony. Laurie looks over, or Loomis looks over, looks away, looks at Michael Myers' body. Gone. Also, Michael Myers stuffs the husband in this film into the closet. Laurie opens the closet door. His body falls out, scares her. Just like in the original, when he killed the boyfriend and Laurie opens the closet door, his body spills out, hanging upside down, scares her. Same thing. Michael Myers sits up like The Undertaker. Did it in this movie, did it in every other remake, did it in the original. Laurie in the dark shadow room, the light slowly turns on, face comes into the light, just like the original Michael Myers, but they switched roles. This Loomis character driving in the cop car with the cop, and he's telling the cop the history of Michael Myers, of him and Michael Myers. Same thing with the original Loomis. Laurie showing up to the neighborhood with a gun, saying, everybody, Michael's here, get out of here, just like Loomis did in the original. So I'm sure I missed a lot more because they just kept coming over and over. More jump scares and more jump scares. No character development for the male characters. Very little to no character development for the daughter, the granddaughter. Only the character development for Laurie. You had a little bit character development for the doctor. No character development for the cop. So, I like the movie. It's not a bad movie, but it's not the greatest movie of all time. I don't think it's the greatest sequel. I think the first one is still pretty much the best, because there's nothing really original in the first half, and also towards the end, it's just the same stuff we saw over and over again. That scene with the light sensors in the yard wasn't really that scary because they mixed it between a comedy scene and then Michael Myers trying to be creepy, but you had so many jump scares that you were waiting to be jump scared again. So, and then they copied the death ending of burning Michael Myers alive. They copied that, and I still don't get the ending. Like, did the granddaughter kill Laurie and the daughter and her mom? I don't know. Go see the movie. I applaud them for that one scene where the daughter was pretending like she was scared, and then Michael Myers shows up and then she's like, gotcha, and shoots him, but she kind of misses. That I liked. The audience clapped, I clapped, I liked it. I gotta give it up for the marketing of this film because they made this film an event. They made this movie more than the story because they knew they didn't have much to work with, but they marketed the crap out of this film. Jamie Lee Curtis marketed the crap out of this film. They made it an event. This movie made a lot. It's gonna make a lot of money. I think 70 plus opening weekend. They're gonna make a sequel, but I'm sick of the jump scares. I'm sick of the remakes, homages, shot for shot scenes, callbacks. Like, I get it. This movie is made for the new generation of social justice warriors or young millennials, and some of the wimpy male characters kind of were meant to represent that. And then you had the callbacks and homages and shot for shot scenes for the older generation like me and older than me, but nothing original. They tried some original stuff, but very few far in between. I still give it a 6, 6.5 maybe. But that was pretty much it. If I forgot anything, let me know in the comments. If you're a true Halloween horror fan, you're gonna like this movie. But I'm not blind. I'm not falling for the same Hollywood stuff. I'm not like a Walking Dead fan where you can't do no wrong, and if you say anything wrong or if you're not honest with yourself, then like they hate you and you don't know anything. You gotta be honest. They didn't do a lot of unique stuff in this film. Too many jump scares. Not a lot of character development. Be honest with yourself. Like, if you watched it with a group of packed movie theaters, of course you're gonna have adrenaline and you're gonna think that the movie is the greatest sequel of all time. But then just watch it again with a few people or by yourself and pay attention to these unoriginal things. I wanted this movie to be awesome. It's not awesome, but it's not bad. The script, they didn't have much to work with. The characters were one-dimensional, maybe 1.5 dimensional for Laurie and the daughter and Michael. That's it. The rest were blank, pointless, meaningless, weak. So it was a feminist social justice warrior wet dream because the last sole survivors, 3 women, didn't have to overcome anything. They just were already prepared and knew everything, how to use guns and fight, and that's it. And for some reason Michael Myers didn't snap Laurie's neck when he picked her up, but then he killed everybody else like twigs, like they were nothing. So, but I'm gonna watch this film again. I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray. I like it, but I'm more aware of this because I've seen it over and over and over. So I was expecting something a little bit more unique. They just went overboard with the jump scares and the callbacks. That's all. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like, share this video, hit me up on Facebook and Twitter, comment down below. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And also don't forget to check out my other videos. And until next time, remember my motto, where story comes first.